It's for the way you look at me. Oh, it's for the only one I see. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Malika, and as you guys can see or maybe guess by my lips, this is what? This is going to be a Valentine's Day video. In honor of Valentine's Day, I thought it would be cute to do a quick, simple makeup look with some pretty affordable products and to also tell my love story. I've been married for a year and a half. I got married when I was 23 to my amazing husband named Colin. One day you guys will meet him. His name is not Colin, I just call him Colin sometimes. His name is Colin. So I'm gonna take you guys way back, way back in the day. Just kidding, not that far back, like 12 years back. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into this video. And in honor of Valentine's Day, I want to tell you guys how I met my husband, my hubs. I am 24 years old. I got married when I was 23. My husband was 23 as well. We got married August 12th of 2017. And that was just such a great year. So many things happened that year, and I'm just so thankful. My husband and I have known each other for 12 years. We grew up together. Literally, we've grown up together. We met each other when we were 12 years old in middle school. His family had just moved into town, and my family moved into town maybe 3 or 4 years before his did. And I just remember seeing him and thinking, oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Do you guys remember Sean Paul? That was Colin's nickname. His nickname was Sean Paul in middle school because he looked like a mini Sean Paul. And let me tell you, all the girls were obsessed with him. They were obsessed. But you know what? He chose right. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. So it was like instant love. I was always so scared to talk to him. Like, our friend groups were kind of the same. I just hung out with the girl side of our friend group, and then he hung out with the guy side. And I remember my best friend at the time, Kelly, she used to come home with me every day after school, and I just remember babbling non-stop about Colin. Colin. And I'm sure Kelly was probably like, will you shut up about Colin? Oh my gosh. And yeah, she's a good friend. Finally, we ended up in the same humanities class. And I remember we were sitting at the same table in humanities class, and I was just like, I should write him a note. So I wrote him a note saying, do you ride your bike home? And he returned the note back with a Y, just a Y. And I was like, I thought that meant yes, but that really meant Y as in W-H-Y. And so I wrote back this whole note like, oh my gosh, me too. Like, I see you walking all the time and blah, 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 blah. And I like wrote that on the little note and passed it back to him. And I just remember him having like this super confused face. And I was like, why is he confused? Like, yeah, you put Y, that means yes. No, Y means W-H-Y, apparently. And my little self did not know that because I didn't have a phone. So that was kind of the start of our talking. And then soon after that, we started walking home together because turns out we lived in the same apartment complex. To get to school, we would have to walk through the park. And he used to rap, like he used to always love rapping. And I would point at random things in the park and tell him to rap about that. I'd be like, rap about that tree, rap about that duck, rap about that lake, rap, just rap. And he would. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this over my eye. I'm gonna go on ahead and use my Morphe palette. I'm gonna use this color right here because we're gonna keep the eyes super simple today because we're gonna do a bold look. We started talking on the phone, and you guys, we would talk on the phone for hours. Like it would be like 3 or 4 hours at a time. Like as soon as we got into the house, he would call me on my house phone because I didn't have a cell phone, And when I did get a cell phone, I had minutes on my cell phone, so I couldn't be using up all my minutes. I remember one time I did use up all my minutes, and my mom was, oh man, it was really bad. She was like, you spent all your minutes talking to this boy on the phone and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, that was bad. So we talked on the house phone. That was the thing back then for all you youngins out there. Okay, I'm gonna go on ahead and use this dark color right here, just to kind of put that in my crease. What really made us start to get closer was when he invited me to youth group. So there was a church down the street from our house that he started going to. I'm gonna go on ahead and go in with this color right here, just to kind of warm it up a little bit in the crease. So fast forward into high school, we're still best friends, and there's actually a bit of a bump that came in our relationship, and we didn't talk for like a good 3 months. Like we just, it was bad, you guys. It was a really hard time because we went to the same youth group, and I remember my youth pastor telling me like, Malika, like you can't stop coming because of a boy, like you have to keep coming. And my youth pastor was the one that was like rooting me on, because it was just so hard to see him every day because we weren't talking. It was pretty awkward because our youth group wasn't that big. It was really small. It was maybe like 20 of us. So yeah, I just felt like the tiniest room ever every time I went to youth group, and it was a bit rough, but you know, it's okay. We got through it. So anyways, fast forward through that. I forget how we started talking. We were going to the same high school, and we had a lot of the same classes because we were like in honors and AP classes together. So we would see each other all the time. I just remember one day leaving my computer class, and he came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to come eat lunch with us? And this was like the first time we had talked since we, you know, got into it. And I was like, sure, I'll come eat lunch with you. So in high school, he became the Christian club president. And so basically, because he was the Christian club president, he was just really trying to get people to come and just be together and fellowship together. And he didn't want to leave me out. So he invited me to eat lunch with him. And I'm gonna go on ahead and put on this lash because I can't talk and put on lashes, you guys. It is just way too difficult. I can barely put them on without talking. And yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and let that dry. And it was pretty awkward, but I'm thankful because his best friend at the time was my best friend's brother. I know, small world, but we all went to the same youth group together. So we were all kind of hanging out in the same group, and it was me and my best friend, and it was him and his two best friends, and I would go over to my best friend's house, and he would go over to his best friend's house, which is my best friend's brother. And so we'd all be like hanging out at their house together, and me and Colin like weren't really talking. So it was weird. Soon after a while, we started talking again. And it was almost like our relationship just went on pause. Like as soon as we started talking again, it just picked up like right where it left off. He started liking me, and I still had a thing for him, but I was just kind of like, you know what, God, like whatever you do, I'm gonna let you do it because I'm not in control of any of this. So I was just kind of like floating by, and he, you know, started developing feelings for me. And this whole time he did not like me. Like we were just friends. I was friend zoned, you guys. Like there was no feelings whatsoever for, and I don't know if he just like saw like, whoa, where did you come from? I don't know. It's really cute the way how he tells the story. Like when he talks about like how he, you know, started developing feelings for me, he was like, it was like God unlifted a veil from his face, and he was just like, there you were. It's just so cute. It's so cute. And I just realized that like our talks on the phone were getting longer. So just imagine, they were already like 3 hours long. So now they're like 6 hours long. Oh, I didn't tell you guys what I was using. This is just the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. That is my jam. And I'm just gonna go on ahead and blend that in. But yeah, he was just making it super well known. And I remember, I think it was my 15th birthday. I remember getting picked up by our youth pastor to go to youth group. and Colin was in the car at the same time. And I remember Colin gave me a jewelry box for my birthday, and we had known each other for a few years, and he never really got me anything for my birthday, but that year he remembered my birthday and he got me a really nice gift, and it was a jewelry box. I still have it to this day, and this is just the top of it, but it's a cross, and it says, "A woman of noble character, she's worth far more than precious rubies." And inside of the jewelry box was a pair of cross earrings, and I just thought it was so cute and so sweet. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh my gosh, he likes me back. Because what boy would get a girl a gift like this and not have a crush on her? You know? So I asked him to Sadie Hawkins style, I think that's what it's called, Sadie Hawkins style dance. And all right, this was like the first time that like I was like making it known that, well, like putting it on paper and telling him like, hey, I like you, I want to be with you. And I remember asking him, I asked him to the dance. I was like, hey, will you go to the dance with me? And I wrote it on a little note in class. And I remember him trying to give me back the note while we were in class, but the bell had rang and I was like, nope, gotta go by, because I didn't want, like if he were going to say no, I didn't want to cry. So I just ran away. I ran away and I was like, oh gosh, like he's gonna say no. And I don't remember, I think he got picked up early that day. I didn't remember seeing him for the rest of the day at school. And so I go home, and you know, a couple hours go by and it's after school, and I hear a knock at my door, and I go and I open the door, and it's Colin, and he has a rose in his mouth. Oh, it's so cute. Like sometimes I just think about this stuff and I want to cry, but he had a rose in his mouth and it said yes. Like he wrote yes in a Sharpie on the rose, saying yes, he would go to the dance with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the dance. And it was like my first dance, really, and it was just so sweet. Like, ugh, look at my eyes, they're getting water because I love him. Okay, but we went to the dance together and it was so fun, and afterwards we were waiting to get picked up by his mom after the dance, and we were sitting at a bus station right in front of the school. And that's when he told me, he was like, Malika, like I like you and I want to, oh goodness, okay. He was like, I like you, I want to pursue a relationship with you, but right now, like, you know, I don't want to date yet until I have a car and until I have a job where I can take you out on dates and not have to have my mom driving us around. And he was like, and I, you know, want to have a job so I can like buy you things and like, you know, treat you right. And I just remember crying because I was like, oh my gosh, he just asked me to be, like, kind of asked me to be his girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Oh man, I'm like such a baby. I need to stop crying. More makeup, don't cry. Okay, I'm just going in with my fast base concealer. You guys have seen this before. But yeah, that was kind of when it was known that, okay, like this is a thing, like you and I are a thing. And sure enough, fast forward to our senior year, I don't remember. But it was basically on his 18th birthday. That's when he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I remember like we had spent the day at the mall together and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I remember he was walking me to my front door and I was just kind of waiting for it because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, you have a car, you have a job, like you're 18 now, what the heck, why didn't you ask me to be your girlfriend? And I just remember him on his 18th birthday walking me to my door, and he just asked me, he was like, oh my goodness, he was like, Malika, he did his whole talk and he's like, will you be my girlfriend? Ooh, I'm gonna cry. And I just remember saying yes. I was so happy. Oh, gosh, I need to stop. And I was so happy. Like, I just remember running. He was my first boyfriend. and I like ran into the house to my mom. And my mom's Jamaican, or my family's Jamaican, and she was making oxtail, and she was like chopping she was chopping the oxtail, and I run into the house and I'm like, Mom, I have a boyfriend. And she like almost dropped the knife. She like almost dropped the knife, and she's like, what? She's like, what, child? What are you? She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing's wrong. I have a boyfriend. She's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, because I'm so happy. He's my boyfriend. It was like really cheesy, but yeah, he had done like all the right things, and my mom knew that like when I came back home that I was gonna have a boyfriend, because he had asked her, and she said yes. And yeah, we went through senior year. We went through senior year together as boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, and it was amazing, you guys. It was amazing. And it was, you know, being in a relationship, like it has its ups and downs, but it was just like he was like everything that he's like everything that I'm not, you know, like he was like my perfect puzzle piece. And oh my gosh, here comes the tears again. Oh my goodness, I need to stop. I need to stop crying. But yeah, I just remember we went to prom together. We graduated together. I remember him getting up out of his seat and like missing his name to be called at graduation to come sit by me and like walk up and receive his diploma with me. So like when they called his name, Colin Finley, come get your diploma or whatever, like he wasn't there to get his diploma because he wasn't sitting in the F section, he was sitting by me in the H section. And like I just remember we walked up together to get our diploma, our high school diploma, and our families were there celebrating with us, and it was just so nice. Like it's so many just good memories. Oh, you guys, like I said, like I got married when I was 23, and Colin wanted to get married like right out of high school. Like he asked my mom if he could marry me when we were 18 years old. 18 years old, you guys. Like he wanted to get married, and my mom was like, hold your brakes, young whippersnapper. She was like, no, she needs to go to school, date all throughout college and whatnot, but she's like, but get a degree. And so I was like, okay. So I went to school. We dated all 4 years throughout throughout college, didn't break up once. And it was funny because when I'm baking with my Fit Me. This is a really nice baking powder, you guys, super nice. But yeah, we decided to go kind of like live in the same area. We decided we were gonna go to Orange County, and Colin went to a Bible college that was right down the street from my school in Orange County, and I lived on campus, and he lived in like a bachelor pad down the street from my school. And I just remember he would come and like pick me up, and on the weekends like we would go to church, and we would, you know, go and travel, go to LA, do all kinds of stuff. And you know, that was just kind of our college life. And fast forward to getting ready to graduate, and I already know in my head, like, okay, like he's gonna propose soon, like, and I kind of already had it. Like I was like, man, like as soon as I walk off that stage, receive my diploma, Colin is gonna be right there on one knee waiting to propose to me. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen, you guys. It didn't happen. And I was like, what is happening? My mom said once I graduated you could propose. Why aren't you proposing? And I didn't freak out like that, but I was just like, okay, what's gonna happen here? What's happening? So what was happening was that he was trying to save some money so he could actually take care of me as a wife and provide for our family. So it wasn't until a year after I graduated that's when he proposed. And oh gosh, you guys, here come the waterworks again. I need to stop crying. Sure, about a year after I graduated, he proposed, and the way he proposed, you guys, was so cute. Like he had I remember we had talked about like rings and stuff, and like how I wanted to be proposed to and all of that. And the only thing that I would say was that I wanted my family to be there, and you know, my close friends, and I wanted, like, the type of ring that I wanted was like the past, present, and future ring, which is like the one with the 3 stones, just because I feel like our history together is just so special, and whenever I looked at my hand, I wanted to be reminded of that. I'm gonna go on ahead and put on a little bit of mascara. This is just the Buxom Big T's mascara, and I'm gonna put that on my bottom lash. So he proposed in a very special place, and it was at the Circle of Orange, and that place was just, it's so beautiful because how it's set up. It's like a roundabout, a huge, annoying roundabout. I hate those things. They make no sense to me. And that day, my mom and my auntie were coming into town, and we were supposed to go and meet them at this really bomb barbecue spot at the Circle of Orange after church. And I was like, okay, cool. But then something happened, and Colin's like, you know what? I can't make it. You have to go without me. You have to go or have lunch with mom and auntie without me. I'm so sorry. And I was like super bummed because I was like, dang, like this is a bomb barbecue spot. I want to enjoy it with you. I want to enjoy it with my family. But like, what the heck? You're not coming. And so I was trying to get him. I was like, oh no, like I'll tell them to come out here, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, just go and be with them, and I'll try to meet up with you. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. So I go, and so basically how he had it set up to propose was that I would run into a bunch of different people that we know on my way to the proposal spot. So I was with my mom and my auntie, and we sat down in the barbecue restaurant, and the first person that I saw was our friend Austin. And I just kind of saw him sitting at the counter, and I guess we were supposed to interact, but things just didn't really work out too good. And so after we were done, my auntie was like, you know what, I need to take a walk. And so I was like, yeah, sure, let's go walk down this way. There's a beautiful fountain. And so on our way there, I run into 3 more friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing here? And I'm just clueless. Like, I don't even know what's going on. And they're like, oh, we're just going to get some coffee. Like, we'll see you later, girl. And I was like, okay, bye. And so we keep walking, and I run into 2 more friends. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, is everybody just at the Circle of Orange today? Like, what's going on? And they're just sitting. It was my friends, Mike and Chelsea, and they're just sitting on one of the benches by the fountain, and they're like, hey girl, what's up? Like, you know, they're together, and they're like, oh, you know what, it's good to see you, but we actually got to get going because we got to go catch a flight. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, yeah, we'll see you guys later. So they leave, and then I'm starting to like put things, and I'm like, I've just seen like 5 of our really good friends in less than 5 minutes. Like, what is going on? And I'm like looking around, and I asked my mom and my auntie, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what? And I just couldn't really figure it out. And then I see 2 more friends, and they come up to me, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh my gosh, something's about to happen. Like, he's about to propose. And my auntie's like, what is going on with you? Like, girl, you're going crazy. You need to sit down, like, take a breather. And so my mom and my auntie, like, forced me to sit down, and they're both sitting on the side, like, both sides of me. And I get this like notification on my phone from Facebook, and it said, Colin proposes to Malika live, or something like that. And immediately I start crying. No surprise, I start crying. And oh my gosh, it was just so sweet. And he just like comes around the corner, and he has a sign in his hand that says, will you marry me? He gets down on one knee, and he just tells me, and he was like, Malika, you're the love of my life. I've wanted to marry. Oh no, there goes a tear. I can't mess it up. He was like, I've been wanting to marry you since I was 18. Oh, I can hardly tell this part because I'm gonna be a hot mess, you guys. I'm supposed to be giving you a makeup tutorial, and look at me, hot mess. But yeah, he just was like, I've been wanting to marry you since I was 18, and now I finally get the chance to. And then he busted out the ring, and I was just so excited. I tried to like rip that ring out of the package because I wanted the ring. And the whole time, like all of our close friends and family they're just right behind us. Like if I can find the picture, I'll try to insert it. But he's like down on one knee, and like he had just popped sitting there like about to grab the ring, and then there's just like a crowd of people behind me, and I had no idea. And there's probably like 30 people at our engagement. My grandpa was on the phone. My sister was on the phone because my sister was living in a different state and she wasn't able to make it for the proposal. But yeah, it was just so beautiful. And I turned around, after I said yes, we were hugging, and then I turned around and there's just like a crowd of people just like cheering, and I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? I turned around and like, oh my gosh, and it's just like all these people, like my mom, my best friends, my family, you know, like it was amazing. And yeah, that's kind of our story. We planned our wedding. Planning a wedding was so much fun. It was stressful. It was crazy. We were on a super budget, like huge budget. And we picked the date of August 12th, 2017. And we're just like, all right, this is our wedding date. We're going to get married. So we got married in our hometown, and our youth pastor married us. It was just, yeah, amazing. Sometimes I tell people our story, and because they'll see us like walking around and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, like you guys are so cute. Like, how did you guys meet and stuff? And I'm like, we met in middle school. And they're like, what? And like a lot of times people don't believe me, but okay. I'm almost done. I'm going to go on ahead and use my Makeup Revolution palette and put on a little bit of glow and just dust that on my nose. I'm just mixing these two colors right here because I like them, and I'm just kind of running my brush over them with this fluffy brush. For my lips, I'm so excited to use this. I'm going to use the Morphe. This is the only red lipstick that I found. This is in the color Bloodshot Morphe lipstick. I think it was $8, but I really like this red. Ooh, do you guys see this lipstick? I don't always put on lipstick, and my lips are kind of huge, so I always run into issues. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix it. Okay. So that is kind of my look. And then last but not least, I'm just going to go ahead and use my Makeup Revolution Sport Fix. I'm just going to go ahead and use this and spray my face. Oh yeah, okay. But yeah guys, that's kind of our story, our love story. I've cried through it and all kinds of stuff. So you guys, love is a beautiful thing. Everyone's love story is different, obviously. What I just have to say about love is don't rush love. Like, let the right person come to you. Let God bring the right person to you, because the way how I see it is like, if you find that you're like crushing on all these different people, like, oh, I like him, I like him, I like her, I like this, blah, 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 blah. Like, and you start dating them, I just feel like you're giving away a piece of your heart to every relationship that you have. And at some point, like, you're not gonna have nothing left. And when that right person finally does come around, like, you're gonna have hardly anything to give them. And a lot of the times, like, this is what I tell my youth girls. I'm like, don't rush love. Like, just wait for love to come to you. And like, I know it's Valentine's Day and everybody wants a Valentine or a Galentine or whatever, but there's no rush. Like, just enjoy your life and let the right person fall into your lap, and, you know, just keep doing the right thing, keep living for the Lord, keep working hard, and, you know, the right person will come to you. But enjoy Valentine's Day. Go spend time with your girlfriends or your guy friends or whatever. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Go enjoy it. Treat yourself, okay? Buy yourself a flower or something. Okay guys, I'll see you later in the next video. Okay, bye. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye!